And what I'm doing is I'm creating, I'm going to put a coil, an added foil around this guy because it's going to need it because I have to reinforce, okay? Now, Tracy might decide she doesn't want it to show up, and if she doesn't want it to see it, you can smooth this out on here, okay? If she wants it to become part of like a decorative element, that's where I was showing you guys earlier. I was using my blow dryer top and I was rolling it. Maybe Tracy would decide like, no, I think I want it to show up, and I kind of like something crazy like that. That texture right there. Look at that. That's so maybe she kind of likes a really funky texture like that. That's neat. That could be something that she adds as kind of a decorative thing around it. That could be very cool too. Okay. So if she likes that, she can be really gentle and kind of hold this. And you can scratch, you could actually roll this coil and scratch it out first and flip it over. Okay, you can kind of hold it and scratch it. Just to kind of, because remember you got to scratch everything. And then apply your
Probably try and do this later.
Now because she's going to add this special little element, then I know what I can do is I can kind of go ahead and scratch this up now. So I'm going to go ahead and get in there with my, that's why I made these special tools for you guys so you didn't have to feel like you had to be too dainty with it. And I'm really scratching that surface. If I wanted to, I like to do this a couple times. I don't ever just go with one time. Okay, I usually go over it twice. One other thing I am going to do real quick is I'm going to roll this.
I've found that once you get those two together and you trap that air in there, that air provides some nice resistance so that you don't get a collapsed form. You still have to be gentle with it, but it helps.
But see how I've just made it, and then I can kind of push it into its
Looks
natural Orbs state here. And then I will scratch it again. Now I scratched it that first time. You're thinking, why'd you do that if you're not going to touch it? I scratched it, I call it stitching, right? I'm applying something that looks kind of like a real heavy stitch to the outside. I don't know why I call it stitching, I just wanted to call it that. Anyway, I applied that stitching to it, and now it was so soft that it took. It was perfect. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And you'll notice too, if you have an area that's caved, if you just gently coax it back out, there's enough air trapped in there that you can just kind of push that area right back out. And now Tracy can go through and really scratch that surface and roll a better one of these out. I rolled it real thin, so it kind of cracked apart. But if she made hers a little bit thicker and didn't quite flatten it quite as much, it'll stay together, okay? And you could even roll one really long one out too, okay? So, but that's how you got it together. Get it together.
Oh, Dawn, do you cook it like that?
Yeah, I'll fire them.
Why wouldn't you extend it area right?
Because what we're going to do before you guys leave tonight, I may have you do it, or I may do it, is we're going to end up popping a little hole in the bottom.
Yeah, you have to always have an air escape.
Yep, good question, good question. Yep, you always want an air hole. Even if it's just a tiny little pinhole, you always need a little air hole.
Yeah, a needle-sized hole is
Okay, Trace.
thwarting disaster.
All right,